Speak of Vulcan, Double F, Dokla, Pole Belter, Bifrost, Cody-san, Skara, Shaden. Wow, lots of people. Young. Oh, a lot of people are streaming tonight, huh? No one beats me 11 times in a row. C9 Vulcan, not educational. Viewer games. Flex Q. My chair broke. No one's actually talking about this? Flex. Almost Challenger. Rank 180 carry. NA rank 1. Hello, hello, Mix. Literally, no one, none of the league pros are actually talking about what happened. They're just pretending. I guess they already knew, so like to them it was like talking about, oh, what's the point of talking about anything? But yeah, dude, this news is quite upsetting, honestly. How you doing, Mix? How you doing? I'm just setting up my streams over here. But I do stream, I restream everything. It goes to TikTok, it goes to Twitch, and it goes to YouTube. So I gotta make sure they're all set up. Normally I do it within the first 2 minutes, but I was looking at what the streamers are doing. Also, TikTok likes to update very often. So every time I launch TikTok, it takes forever. Um, all right. Go live. Gaming, League of Legends. All right, we're live on all the platforms. Just one thing here. Wait, do I want to? A little bit like that. Okay, that makes me centered. All right, let's bring out chat. What? Okay, there we go. All right, I have all the chats open and everything. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes, but dude, the news sucked. Some of it was good. I actually let me open up the actual um article and stuff. Home. News. I mean, where is? Bom dia. Lot da vida, huh? Thank you. Day's okay. Could be worse. Could be David. Oh, dude. Yeah. I I agree. It could be worse. I could be David. I do want to go through just reading it together. Let me put on my glasses because this thing is a little tiny. And then we'll read it together. Just so I know what I'm talking about, like a cool refresher, and then we can talk about it. Because this is quite ridiculous. So, here. Introducing League of Legends Championship of the Americas. Name kind of sucks. Who cares? It's just a name. TLDR, League of Legends Championship of the Americas. New name, new look. All right, two conferences, LTA North and LTA South. Welcome to Tier 1 teams joining the Americas in 2025. 2025 format. Okay, so Lolly Esports is excited to introduce the League of Legends Championship of the Americas. So League of the Americas. I don't know why it's LTA. Funny story in Portuguese. LTA, they're making fun of it. And they're saying it's leitada, which is the ejaculating. Is one word I would use it to describe it. The new name for the ecosystem of North America, Latin America, and Brazil under one banner. Latin America is pretty much dead, but we'll pretend like they still exist, or as we like to call it, the League of the Americas. BO1, I'm a cry. I know Turtle of Many. How you doing? I was so pissed. I was like, Papa Smithy would only tweet that if he knew that they were considering best of one and was trying to push it to best of three, and I was right. The redefined regions bring together two powerful conferences: LTA North with teams from North America, North and Latin America; LTA South with teams from Brazil and South America. By combining the talented rivalries and excitement from both regions, the LTA aims to elevate competition across the Americas, offering fans a dynamic and unified experience while showcasing the incredible teams that make up the two conferences. Now, this is all amazing to say. It sounds so nice, but when you get to the nitty gritty of it, it actually is not that great. It actually sounds horrible. Um, Not all of it. There are some good things. We'll get to that. But there was stuff that I was just looking at. I was like, they actually said that? So, moving on. New look. The new logos for LTA North, LTA South, I can kind of see they're like opposites of each other. Except the LTA South is cooler for some reason. It has this little like I don't know, this like zigzag where here it's kind of flat. That's corporate talk, yeah. I agree. The new logos for LTA, yeah, are crafted to celebrate both heritage of future and of competitive conferences. So you say this, but you don't show it. You just said it. But like, why don't you just show it? Show us what you mean by the logos are inspired by their past identities as the CBLOL and LCS, paying tribute to the two storied histories and accomplishments of each region. Show me that. Meanwhile, you just say that it does, but where is it? The LTA logo symbolizes the unity of these two conferences, featuring compass needles pointing north and south. Yes, we understand that. But where is that the history of North America and South, like LCS and CBLOL? Where's the history in the new logo? The designs blend elements from both leagues, capture not only intense rivalries. How? How does it capture intense rivalries? Please tell me. How does a north and south pointing arrow capture rivalries? Also, we never really had rivalries with the north or the south. Do you mean like TSM and CLG back in the day? Like, but also the strength and collaboration that define the Americas as a force in LoL esports. We've never collaborated. What is this even saying? This is so bad. This is literally like a ChatGPT level of BS. There's nothing in it that ever existed. We've never collaborated. We've never worked together. We've never had strengths. We never done any of this stuff. What do you mean we've had a rivalry with South America? We never existed. They just made up a bunch of stuff and was like this an up arrow and a down arrow are symbolizing all this stuff that never existed. I was so confused. North versus south, it's opposite directions though. Okay. They're taking it literally. What more do you want? All right, I'm sorry, Cass. You're right. You're right. Little did I know. I don't speak riot language, so maybe that's on me. That's on me. LTA North, LTA South partners. Okay, so this is where they announce the partners, and this is a big problem that I have. LTA North and South each feature a blend of 6 teams, combining historic legacy teams and rising stars. LTA North includes 6 LCS partnered, which is not true. It's 5 partners, an LLA partner, and a guest team, showcasing a rich mix of established champions and emerging talents. They already lied. So already, oh, oops. So already right here, they're literally lying. There aren't 6 LCS partner teams. You literally don't have 6 partner teams. You have 5. You bought 100 Thieves. You bought them out. They are not a partner team. They are provisional guests. They are not your partner. That is not what a partner is. I don't know how you can get away with this, man. This is... Similarly, LTA South has combined the 6 CBLOL partner teams. This part I think is true. An LLA partner team and a guest partner, creating a dynamic conference that highlights both legacy. I guess you can call them a partner, but they're not an LCS partner team. They're not part of this. I still don't understand why it couldn't be 10 teams for each conference. We'll get to that. That's the bigger problem. That's the main problem. They're not talking about why they got rid of like 4 teams basically. Um, Creating a dynamic conference that highlights both legacy organization and growth of Latin America teams. So you have C9, TL, FlyQuest, Shopify, Dignitas, 100 Thieves, Lion Gaming, which is R7 that merged with K6. So this is basically R7 and Disguised. Now, let's get to your question. Why is it not 10 teams for each conference? It's because teams wanted to leave. We don't have enough teams to fill 10 spots. We just don't. And the teams that are there will probably leave very quickly. We might have people interested, but at the price point and at like all the promises, the fake promises, the shallow promises, like there just isn't enough. People are leaving, fleeing the LCS. Now CBLO is a little bit healthier, but still, it's not in the greatest of positions. But it definitely could have sustained 10 teams. But as League of Legends Global is shrinking in size, teams have to go. And in the LCS, Last year, you had Steve basically like go up and make a presentation to Riot and be like, "Look, this is why we need to get rid of two teams," and more than two teams wanted to leave. It's not like they were like, "Oh, we have to pick out two teams to get rid of." No, no, no. Teams want to leave. 100 Thieves wanted to leave. They basically left. For all intents and purposes, 100 Thieves are a partner team who will not be here long term. They absolutely won't. They even said it in an AMA. The guy, like their president, if I'm not mistaken, was like, if you want to only be a 100 Thieves Law fan, if you only want to be a Law fan, you're better off be a TL or FlyQuest. TL or Team Liquid. Wait, TL or C9, sorry. Basically admitted, like, hey, we don't care. Well, first of all, how do you tell your fans, like, oh, if you only want to follow Law, don't be our fans. Be a fan of someone else. That's messed up. Like, how could you ever think that you are an entertainment product building fandom, and this is how you interact with your own fans? This is ludicrous. I don't understand how this person can say that publicly. And this guy's supposed to be president? Really? No shock he said that. He absolutely, bro, he absolutely said that. He actually word for word said that. If you don't believe me, here it is. Look, this is an AMA Melik, the president of LoL Esports for 100 Thieves, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be entirely candid with you. I think. Oh, you can't even see. I'm stupid. I think you're focused on LoL and LoL alone, and your priority is to devote your time and energy as a fan to the team that has highest probability of lifetime involvement with League of Legends. Then I would recommend putting your trust in C9 Team Liquid. He straight up just said, if you want to be a fan of just 100 LoL, then let's make you a fan. Sorry, no. If you want to be a fan of 100 LoL, be a fan of C9 and Team Liquid. He actually, this is the president. Maybe he's not the president. Maybe I'm stupid. 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves. Dude, where's their account? There it is. Look, I'm not making this up. Wait, what is this? No, where's 100 Thieves, man? 100 T. Where's their account? I follow it. I'm pretty sure I do. Is it this one? No, this isn't the one. Where's the 100 Thieves LOL? That's the one I'm looking for. Man, why is it so complicated? There we go, 100 Thieves League of Legends. No, is this really it? Yeah, okay.
My name is Jacob Toft Anderson, and I'm the
President
president of
yes, he's the president of 100 Thieves.
With me today, I have our VP in legal season of the LCS.
Inaugural
Okay, anyways, wait, this isn't even him. Wait, I'm confused. Okay, this
Hi,
is Jacob.
My name is Jacob Toft Anderson.
Okay, never mind. Maybe it's not the same person. But regardless if it's the same person or not. Hey Fufu yeah, I guess. Hey Kite. I don't understand. Law shows how touch Jungle Juice is with League. He said C9 over Fly. I don't think that was Jungle Juice. That was Milk. Who I'm not even entirely sure who Milk even is. It is Jacob. No, Jacob is Milk. Yeah. So that was the president of 100 Thieves. That said that was like, oh, just leave. If you want to be a fan of just LOL, then leave. Go be with C9 or TL. It's funny this happens after NA has the best showing in the world in a long time. Absolutely, this is crazy. They're gutting a region. I just tuned in. What's happening? Basically, what happened is the LCS, or we're kind of reading this. I keep forgetting to show this. The LCS is changing. They're getting rid of teams. Teams are leaving, and 100 Thieves are not a partner slot. They basically sold the slot, but they're staying in for one more year till Riot finds out who they're going to put instead. They're not committed to any way, shape, or form. They're pretending like they are. You know what? I think this might be a better... yeah. And then I obviously am not playing League. This way you can see me and see the text. Not gonna lie, as a Fly fan, saying C9 over Fly after this year is insulting straight up. Yeah, he probably doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's just... Or he just like threw out a bunch of teams. But absolutely. C9 are not top 2 team. They're fighting for the 3rd spot, honestly. Even if it is off the cuff, yeah. So anyways, we have Lion Gaming, which is 6 Karma and Movistar R7. Two forces of LLA are combining to bring back an iconic brand in the history of Latin America as they enter the North Conference 2025 official Latin partner team. All right, Cloud9, first North American team to reach 10 season 1 to reach semifinals of Wars. I was like, that's not even true. Accompanying their historic feat in 2018, solidifying their place in LCS sport history. Dig was one of the original teams in 2013, known for developing standout talents like Skara and Cutie and then they're literally nothing of what they used to be, but we're gonna pretend like they are. Oh yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Can you give a short summary of how you feel? Since I'm sure you said it a couple times already. I actually just started going through it. I think there's some good that's going on, but I think that there's a lot of issues with LoL esports right now that's happening that they're just choosing not to address. One thing we talked about was the logos. Like they're like, oh, this shows the history of North and South, and I was like, oh, this is direction going up and direction going down. Like, where's the history? You're just making stuff up. And then my main issue is like, we are in such a dire state that they are gutting our teams and our system and our region, and then they're saying, hey, this is for the good of everything, instead of saying, hey, what steps can we move to like fix what's not working? And they're not responding to every single thing that we're telling them. Like, besides viewership, I guess viewership is up, but they're just the teams and Riot like need to do something, and just keep on cutting back and cutting back. We've lost like 5 teams in the past year and a half. Like, this isn't good enough. You need to do something about this instead of just getting rid of teams over and over and over. That's how I feel. Um, I do not give a single care about the Southern Conference, to be honest. Like, legit none. Oh yeah, they were trying to say as if we have a rivalry with CBLOL and Latin. Like, we've never had a rivalry. We've been a major region. They've been a minor region who hasn't even been good until like this year. It's actually ridiculous, and they're forcing it into our region. It feels like, yes, they're like, oh my god, we're bringing the rivalry as if it's like TSM versus CLG all over again. It's like, dude, we never had any anything to do with them. I feel like if you didn't know Fly that well at Worlds. Oh, Fly did that well at Worlds. He doesn't have the context of LoL esports needed to make a good decision on whether or not to divest Fly from making it. Yeah, I agree with that. LCS is the biggest story for the West in years. Absolutely. Like, LCS is at its highs, and all of the things that are happening are going to make us less competitive. It is taking away fandoms, it's taking away jobs, it's taking away everything, and we're just pretending like this is what we're. I made this example literally when we got rid of Golden Guardians and EG, and people made fun of me. People actually made fun of me. They were like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. And now everyone is pointing it out. I said in December 2022, sorry, when did they leave? They left in December 2023, right? I think November, December 2023. I made the analogy. People are like, yes, thank goodness we got rid of EG and GG. Like, this is great for the league. We're going to consolidate talent. I was like, you do realize you chopped off your leg because it had a cancer in it. And you're like, yay, I'm going to live now. You should be sad that you are in a position that you have to chop off your leg. You shouldn't be celebrating that you chopped off your leg. They're like, no, this is going to be good in the long run. I'm like, I agree. You're going to live. But that's not good. Ah, back to Clown Region. After such a hype year, sad. I stopped watching LEC this year because it felt like a mess. Absolutely. I think NA is going to feel like a mess this year. We're going back to best of ones in one of our splits, which is quite sad, but we'll get to that. I feel like LCS going the same way. That makes me sad. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. And I'll say this: there are very particular people that are working on the LCS that will try their best to not let that happen. Even though Riot is making decisions for Riot Global and like LCS Global, there are people who are making decisions to make sure that LCS doesn't do what LEC is doing and have their fans not care anymore. So Fufuyan, I will say like maybe, but like have a little bit of hope and faith that we are actually going to make LCS entertaining. Um, and not a second LEC, because LEC had something great and they messed up, and they know it. Anyways, FlyQuest founded in 2017. Grow Green Initiatives, they're literally not the same FlyQuest. But yeah, before LCS, yeah, okay, I mean, that makes sense. Qualified for quarterfinals is Worlds 2024. Is this alphabetical? It's not. So why is FlyQuest not number one? Huh. Okay. Shopify made their entry into the LCS in 2024, debuting by acquiring former TSM roster and quickly establishing themselves as a competitive force. Wait, what? Did we actually? Dude, we had one. We had 2 players from that TSM roster. I don't know what you're talking about. They are set to continue the journey in 2025, aiming to build on their momentum in North America. We literally have 0 momentum, so we're not really building on momentum, but sure. Team Liquid Honda, by becoming the first team to win 4 consecutive LCS championships 2018, 2019, the only team to ever do that, cementing their legacy as one of North America's most successful team. We're not talking about making finals at MSI because who cares? Provisional guest teams. Okay, 100 Thieves. Wait, let me catch up. I hope so. LEC feels dead. I'm hopeful, of course. It just feels like going towards the same direction. I do not want that happening, of course. I've been watching since LCS started. Dang, since 2013? That's, dude, there are not that many people still watching. We don't know Shopify mid laner yet, but we have one native mid laner in LCS right now. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Insanity. I would be surprised if it's not. Maybe it's not Insanity and they're like looking for someone else, but I'd be very surprised if it wasn't Insanity. It just feels like there's no one else really to go for, but who knows? Um, Founded in 2017, 100 Thieves quickly make their mark by reaching the LCS final in debut year and later winning their first LCS championship in 2021, solidifying themselves as a top contender. In 2025, 100 Thieves will be staying within the league in a provisional guest slot. It's not even saying like 100 Thieves is a partner or anything like that. It's like, oh, they're going to be staying for 2025. That already makes it sound like they're leaving, right? Like, oh, for now they're staying. They have decided to sell the franchise slot back to Riot Games due to business reasons. They needed money. They were broke. Why is an LCS team broke? I cannot fathom for the life of me having a team and then losing money on that team year after year after year for 7 years and not doing anything to like cut costs or like figure out a way to actually make money. It's I've been playing since the end of season 1. Dang, bring TSM back and rename it TSM Rebellion. Wayne's World, welcome. And TSM has been trying to get back into rumor land. I don't really like talking about rumors very much, but TSM has tried this offseason to get back into the LCS, maybe even take 100 Thieves slot. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think Riot wants them back into LCS. Yeah. Been playing since the end of season 1. That's dude, you've been playing 14 years basically, 13. Could be 2 out of 8 NA mids. It's still Captain America versus the world. Yeah, that's quite sad. Well, not really. We do have like Quad and Quid who are basically NA at this point. Maybe not Quad, but Quid. I saw playing this recent split though after ending Masters last fight. Nice. Don't enjoy the changes they made to AD carry role, but I've been enjoying Pro League still, so I hope this change goes well. Yeah, I used to play all the roles, and I stopped playing jungle because I don't really like how they're changing jungle, but I feel you. Like sometimes it does feel like since I play all the different roles, um, I sometimes don't play like if there's a role that I feel like is kind of gutted, I just play the other role. 1 second. They need to team up with another or like G2 with their IG and Dota. Like G2 with IG and Dota, their name is G2 IG, and the logo looks super cool. I wonder who will buy 100 spot. So 100 isn't selling it. Riot can just give it to anyone, or they can sell it to someone. But TSM, I don't know if you heard the rumors, but back in like the beginning of this year, they were supposed to be with IG, I think, and it fell through. But they were supposed to be like TSM IG, kind of like what G2 and IG did, but that didn't end up working. I'm not entirely sure why, but that was the rumor that came out then. Yeah, so they sold their due to business reasons, them being broke because they can't make money off of a league for some reason. And Riot has made the decision to buy back the slot. They didn't. Okay, 100 Thieves have wanted to leave since last year. Last year they wanted to leave. This year they wanted to leave too. Like 100 Riot made the decision to buy back the slot. Like sure, and work on the transition plan we launched as we launch the LTA. Basically, 100 Thieves is doing them a favor, being like, hey, we're gonna stay. You're gonna give us a lower stipend. We're not gonna pay that much, and we're gonna just be here for another year until you figure out who you want to give the slot to. For 2025, 100 Thieves, it's not season 2025, it's season 15. But okay, 100 Thieves will compete with the full access to LTA and international tournaments, but will not be eligible for the promotion tournament at the end of 2025. We will review our plans for the provisional guest team slot through 2025. Guest team, disguised. Very, very nice. I'm glad they gave it to disguised. IMT returns? No, no. Dirty Neptune main? Why? Why? Please no. Not IMT. Hopefully IMT is gone and never comes back. Known for their viral rise in the North American in the NACL 2023, Disguise will be stepping up to the big stage in 2025 by taking the coveted guest slot in the North Conference. I wonder how this is going to do with this guy's like finances, because he was saying how it was like he was losing over $1 million each year or last year when he ran Disguised. So I don't know what's going to happen. This move marks their first major appearance in a top tier league, continuing their journey from grassroots success to international competition. By the end of season 2025, Disguise will defend their slot in LTA North 2026 against the representative NECL and LRN. What is LRN? I don't know what LRN is. In the promotion tournament. Fluxophoria in the south, Loud, Pain, Red Candidates, Vivo, uh, Leviathan, and Isurus. Now, people were not happy that like INTZ or Kaboom, like both of them ended up getting kaboomed. They were expecting them to stay, but instead we got Fluxu. Flushu, I guess is how you'd say it. Yeah. We should get another influencer in NACL so we have like Tyler 1 versus Disguise Coast for a spot. That would be pretty cool. There are rumors that Cagel's trying to do like a team. Yeah, it would be kind of cool. Wonder if whoever gets the spot has to pay for slots. Seems a bit unfair to the rest of the team is free, but the five all bought in. Well, the difference is it's not guaranteed, so I don't think it's not necessarily unfair. Also, I really want to say I appreciate your interviews. Hey, thank you, Fufu. Followed you since early on in your YouTube journey. Aw, and I watched most of your videos. That's really cool. You've matured your interviewing, and it's a treat to see. Awesome, thank you. Thanks for what you do for us viewers. Aw, thank you. That's really nice to hear. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely have improved a lot. I was watching a couple old videos that I made in interviews, and I was like, oh my god, I was so awkward, and I've definitely improved a lot, and hopefully I'll keep improving as the years go on. But uh, yeah, that's really nice to hear. Thank you. Lucio founded. Yeah, I'm not necessarily going to go through these teams just because I think most people here are NA and don't really. I'm not surprised that Vivo is here. Not surprised Pain, Loud, like Red Candidates. We pretty much knew that Leviathan was going to be there. Furia and Lucio, like Kaboom. Yeah. Anyways, 2025 format. This is now we get to some good stuff. The 2025 format, fresh, innovative. Wait, why is it so tiny? Is it small for you guys too? I'll make it small. Well, if I'm making it bigger, I don't need my glasses. Let me just get used to not wearing my glasses. Ooh. My eyes. The 2025 format for the LTA introduces a fresh, innovative structure that brings excitement and flexibility to the competition. The LTA is divided into two conferences, we know this. Okay, Los Angeles and Sao Paulo. Each conference will compete across 3 unique splits throughout the year with live audiences attendance. So, it'll be at a stadium. It'll be at the studio. These new formats are designed to drive regional rivalries, which I do agree that this is going to happen while encouraging cross-regional play. That does happen, all while maintaining competitive integrity and excitement for fans across the Americas. Split 1. The first split of LTA season is designed to spark new rivalries and show. Dude, that's all. How many times are you going to say this word? Revamped formats. The split begins with each conference competing in a double elim. Best of 3. Do they have the graphics here? They don't. Well, that sucks. Wait, let's go to the video then. Hold up, hold up. Did they change their name already? No. I do want the graphic.
Hello, esports fans, and welcome to Legends combined into one America's League between.
I do want the graphic for split 1. Okay, yes, we understand. Uh-huh.
In a double
This is
elimination.
the graphic. I'll get back to it, but let's read first. So, by the end of the stage, the top 4 teams will fly to Brazil. Oh wait, sorry. The split begins with each conference competing in double elim, best of 3 tournament. So it's just like straight up into best 3. I'm kind of just waiting for the Mark Z video talking about it. I don't know that we're gonna have one. Isn't he on his honeymoon or something? Isn't that why they had Pastry Time do it? Maybe when he comes back, Mark Z will do one. Sure. Where teams face off within their own conference, by the end of this stage, the top 4 teams will go to Brazil and fight the top 4 teams from there. 1 second here. My ADHD brain can handle the video. Well, too many words. I checked out. I agree. It was not explained very easily. I had to go back a few times and pause it. I watched it twice, 3 times, I think. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest explanation, but I can understand for like a 4-minute video, like you don't want to go all the way. So we're gonna find who the top 4 teams of NA and CBLOL are. They're gonna go. They're gonna fight. It's gonna be a single elimination, not double elim, because they don't have time. I'm assuming with the top 8 teams. continuing their best of 3 format. Only the finals. Only the finals is going to be a best of 5. I don't remember the last time something like that happened. And the winner earns a spot at the new international tournament. They're still not even telling us the name of this new international event. The split's all about creating hype and fresh matchups and competitive battles. I don't even know. I mean, this isn't the most egregious. Anyways, so when we look at the graphic, basically, you're going to have a. Sorry, let's go back. You're going to have basically like a double elim, a bunch of teams fighting, and then in best of threes, double elim, and then once that tournament, I don't know how the teams are decided, but the teams are number 1, 2, 4, and 3, 5, 8, 6, and 7. Yeah, I have no idea how the teams are decided, but you have two like groups, right? And then basically you have the winner of this side of the bracket advances, the winner of this side of the bracket advances, and then from the loser side there'll be a winner, and then from this loser side there'll be a winner, and both of them, these are the 4 teams basically. So like one faces off against 2, and like let's say 1 wins, and then 1 beats like 3, 1 advances. Same thing here, 5 just goes all the way through, and then the losers play against each other. So it's like just a regular. Think of it like the Play-ins of Worlds. If you watch Play-ins of Worlds, it's very very similar to what happened in the Play-ins of Worlds, except there's not. Yeah, there's a little bit of cross. Yeah, it's basically the Play-ins of Worlds. Then these 4 teams will go to Brazil and play against the 4 teams of Brazil that did the same thing, that advanced from Brazil. And then, yeah, so they fly, and then you have the first seed of NA versus the 4th seed of Brazil, the 4th seed of NA versus the 1st seed of Brazil, and then 2-3 versus 2-3, right? And it's single elim, so you just have like basically the expected thing is North 1 beats South 4, so North 1 is here. South 2 is a higher seed, so let's say South beats North, and then you have North versus South. North wins. North 1 makes it to the finals. Here, maybe you could say North 2, so you might have North 1 and 2 or North, whatever. Regardless, this is a best of 5. These are all best of 3s. So all these are best of 3s. All the matches are best of 3s, and then you go here and you get best of 3s again. Only the finals is going to be best of 5. So you're going to be at a stadium in Sao Paulo where they usually play, and you're just going to be playing best of 3s. Like imagine your NA, right? You fly all the way to Sao Paulo, play 1 best of 3, and you fly back home. That's basically what's going to happen to some teams, which I don't know. Brazil is a dangerous place right now. Why do you say that, Wayne's World? I mean, they're going to Sao Paulo. Just depends on when you go, right? Split 2, sharpening skills and developing strategies. Split 2 focuses on promoting opportunities for teams within the individual conferences to face one another and learn, adapt, and improve their play styles. If that were true, it would be a best of 3, but it's best of 1, so I don't know about that. Also, Fearless. It'll be for my understanding is that it's full Fearless, like what Academy was doing, which means if you pick a champion, no one gets to pick it again, which is kind of cool. I will talk a couple minutes about Fearless. So, oops. So with Fearless, I do like that it's at the beginning of the year and that it promotes sort of champion diversity in the beginning of the year, that maybe you can take that diversity and have players towards the end of the year, just because they've already experienced all of this diversity in Fearless, they can bring some of those strategies with them. Because one problem we have is that the meta is actually quite good, but players don't really want to play a lot of champions because they're hyper fixated on getting really good at certain champions. And I think it's kind of fun when you give them like a little fun tournament that is Fearless, but then when World Championship and MSI, like these highly prestigious accomplishment and tournaments come around, you don't have this like fun tournament kind of style. So if you play chess at all, or you know anything about chess, there's actually this format called chess 9. What is it called again? 960. Wait, my brain. Hold up. What is it called? Chess 3. Chess. Wait, what is it called? Chess 960. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think it's called chess 960. Yeah, it's basically Fisher Random. It's sort of like another cool, fun little tournament, and it's a very different format, but it's fun. And like the World Championship isn't done in Chess 960, but it's fun. And I think Fearless is going to be the same thing. It's going to be a really cool way of starting the year before we get into the more serious League of Legends. Hey, David, LCS is actually awful now. Yeah, I think LCK also has Fearless. Yeah, I think everyone is going to do their first split Fearless. Are they simply removing All Stars in entirely? All Stars has been gone for a while, my friend. Yeah, LCS split one. The fact that in the first split we only got one best of five. In the second split we only have best of ones is quite sad. And one thing that they're not saying is I'm fairly certain we're probably going to end up either playing in the studio again in the closet with no like live audience, or we're gonna have to do something. I don't mind us playing online, but one thing that's a big difference between LCS and LEC is that in LEC they are going to have homestands. In LCK they have homestands. In LPL they have homestands. In NA we don't. Even though we have Shopify that have a stadium that they can use in Toronto, and Team Liquid have one in DC, they're not even considering it. Even if it's just one or two teams, which really sucks. You have the capabilities, just use it. Take it to a venue, even if it's just like Shopify versus I don't know, like Dignitas. It would be so cool for that to happen in Toronto. I would make the drive up. Anyways, yeah. So this split one. Oops. Oh, you guys can't see. I keep forgetting to change my monitor. But yeah, I'm not totally doom and gloom, David, on the splits. I just don't like some of the things that are happening. I think the first split is quite cool. I just don't like the fact that there are no best of fives except for the finals. The second split, though, I do have more problems with. And the third split, I do actually quite like. WTF? I didn't know our teams had stadiums. To be honest, well, they don't have stadium. Okay, so Team Liquid are partnered with like one of their were VC. One of their VCs have they have a big studio here. I guess facility is the better word to use. They have a big facility down in DC, and then Shopify have a huge their huge Toronto facility. It's really I think you can find some videos online, but they have a really big one. They did like the whole watch party for Game Changers when Shopify's female Valorant team basically won. They won Worlds, and they had like a huge event in Toronto there. So we do have people who could do it. We just ain't doing it. Also, even if you don't, you could definitely, as a team, work with a stadium, sell some stuff, make money off of it, and then have teams show like players show up and be like, "Hey, this is Cloud9's home ground." Like you definitely could do that. But split two focuses. Yeah, teams will play in a double round robin, best of one format against the other teams in their conference. I don't like this. We've seen this for so many years. Like, just get rid of it, man. Papa Smithy literally tweeted in order to get this gone, but it is what it is. People won't. Ah, thank you, Dev Vision, for the likes. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, allowing them to quickly learn and beating. What does that even mean? Allowing them to quickly learn and beat their opponents as they prepare for the playoffs. I guess they're doing it quickly because they're only playing one game and not multiple games. After this regular season, the top 6 teams from each conference will enter a double Elim playoff bracket, which is basically what we had, with the winner being crowned the conference champion and earning a spot in the MSI. So split 2, there is nothing. We don't play against CBLOL. Split 2 is just NA having a regular split. It's just a regular split. It's back to spring. It's 2023 spring all over again. That's all it is. So that really split 2, there's nothing new, except this time only one team goes to MSI, and we don't get a stadium event for Split 2, by the way. So Split 2 is going to be in LA in the studio again, just like Spring Split was in the studio. It's going to be in the studio. Like, come on, man. Why can't you do a YouTube theater again? Do something small. Do like maybe not in like go to Utah, go anywhere, go to Vegas, go somewhere, man, or Nevada. I don't know. Anyways, I'm complaining a lot. We'll get to the good stuff. There is good stuff, I promise. This split emphasizes growth, testing teams' resilience and ability to adapt as they prepare for the challenges ahead. So split 1 had nothing to do about growth. It does not emphasize growth. It's all about creating hype. and competitive battles. Honestly, I don't have a problem with this one's actually quite fun because technically it is creating hype because you have NA versus CBLOL and fresh matchups because we've never had it before and competitive battles. That part I kind of agree with. This is just what do you mean resilience? You're not playing best of threes. There's no resilience. Where's the resilience? You're playing best of ones. You're not learning anything. There's literally not the pick and play system split three. This is cool. This is cool. I agree. This is like the good stuff here. The third and final split introduces a brand new and never before seen format called the pick and play system. In this innovative format, we take the BO3 format and take it up a notch. We take the format and take it up a notch to make it even more competitive. I don't know that it makes it more competitive, but it doesn't make it more combative, I guess. More hype is the word I'm looking for. After each week of competition, teams will select their opponents for the following week live on stage. Now, this can be so cool if we were Call of Duty, but we are League of Legends players. No one's going to make this a spectacle. At least I really doubt we're going to make this spectacle. Hopefully, they like trash talk. They're like, oh, I want to play against FlyQuest because they suck and they're fraud. Like, I would love for that. And hopefully that happens. But who knows? The initial matchups will be determined by split 2 rankings, and after each week, teams with the worst matchup and game records will have the chance to challenge teams with a better record. So if you're 0-1, you can challenge any of the 1-0 teams, which is quite cool. But you can't have the same. Not allowed to challenge an opponent they've already faced. Which obviously you don't want the same team just facing the same opponent over and over and over again. That would be quite insane. And standing from split 2 serves as tiebreakers. The system encourages bold decision making and rivalry creation as teams call their shots to prove themselves. Now, this is where okay, let's move back to me. I'm learning how to do camera control. This is where I think Riot really needs to step up. Because at the end of each week, you need some sort of reason as to why you're having these best of 5. Like, if you're going to make it into call their shots, if you're going to really lean into on that branding and want to keep it, you need to make this very entertaining. You need to have like a face versus face, like they were having with like Jensen versus Inspired or APA versus JoJo. Like, you need to make it into a spectacle. Like, oh, you chose me, I'm gonna beat you down. Oh, really? I chose you because I know you saw. Like, we need that quote level of like drama, I guess, that level of showmanship, because otherwise it's going to be quite bland. I think. Interesting. Okay. Otherwise, I think it's going to be quite bland, and I really don't want that to happen. So, I really think Riot. I'm hopeful because they've done a very good job this past year with all their content. So I'm hopeful that they can actually make this work. I think it's a risky decision, but I think that they can make it work. Knowing if Riot keeps on the same trajectory, I think they can make it no matter what format it is. Oh, it wouldn't be entertaining if teams are boring to watch no matter what format it is. I mean, yeah, I guess, but I don't think Riot for the past like with live packs and just the fact that we have like players like Whippo. I mean, Team Liquid games are quite boring, I will say, but Cloud9, FlyQuest in general, Shopify and Spring, they had quite entertaining games. The thing is, even if the games are boring, if you have really cool narrative and stories around that and you like clip highlights and stuff, people will just talk. And there will be some hype around it. Regardless of whether the games are boring to watch. Like LCK had an amazing viewership despite how sucky their games used to be. Like pre 2018, LCK used to be so boring. Games would go like hour plus, and it still had great viewership. So I do think there's like a little bit of both, but um I think we could be fine after 3 weeks of pick and play. So you're gonna be 3-0, I guess. The elimination stage starts. So you're gonna have like a bunch of 2-0 teams, I guess, or 3-0. I don't even know. With the bottom 4 teams fighting to stay alive, while the top teams enjoy safety. So 4 teams are gonna be chilling. The 3-0 and 2-1 teams, I'm assuming, and then the 1-2 and 0-3 teams are gonna be in this stage. The selection process flips, allowing the higher ranked teams to choose their opponents. So this I did not understand at all in the video. Like that did not come across at all that that's what happens. Um yeah, this graphic, I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. Anyways, the graphic wasn't that helpful to me personally, but maybe it's very obvious and I'm missing something very clear. By the end of week 6, only 3 teams from each conference will remain. So you'll have the top 3 teams. So you'll have like week 4 will happen, week 5 will happen, week 6. So I'm assuming what happens is, okay, so the winner here, this winner advances, this loser goes here. This loser just loses, this loser just loses, and then they play each other here. And then these two will make it through, and then the winner of this guy as well. So there'll be like 3 teams that make it through. I have no idea. So this guy will go down. Wait, look, this thing. Okay, he goes here, and then the loser. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. Does he go down here and then? Why don't you just say A, B, C, D? Like, what? I don't. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I'm sorry. I'm so confused. Pre 2015 LCK was mad complicated. It was, but it was kind of entertaining. Like with the 3 splits, it was actually quite hype. I did call for a couple of things. Before when we knew they were moving to 3 splits, I wanted them to give cool names. Most people didn't want cool names. They were just call them split 1, 2, and 3, or spring, summer, and winter. And then I called for different formats for each split, and they are giving us different formats for each split. So kudos to them. I think Cradle was also confused by the graphic. It's just confusing. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me, because it really, really, the graphic just feels like it's. I have no idea what it's doing. I have no idea what the graphic is doing. um, but yeah, so top 3 from NA and from the South, from Brazil, will fight against each other. And yeah, so this is the confusing thing. So you have the top 3 from NA in blue, the top 3 from Brazil in red. Number 1 from the north and number 1 from the south advance to Worlds. So even if they don't win a single game, it doesn't matter. They've advanced to Worlds. But they could also be they're playing for seeding, basically. Now, what I'm confused. Okay, A1 winner. Where's A1 loser? Okay, so the loser gets bumped down here. And then these two play for the champion. Okay, so if you're here, you're already making it to the championship weekend. If you're the first seed from North or from South, you will be playing in the championship weekend, whether in the third, yeah. Okay, either in finals or loser finals. That makes sense. And then the furthest one to come here out of these guys will get the third seed. So it could be either NA or EU. Basically, whoever wins this best of is the one that will make it to the third, as not the third seed, but the third team to make it to Worlds. That makes sense. The first ever LTA trophy. The name sucks. The name really does suck. But who cares? Residency rules. Basically, who cares? A key component of the new format is flexibility, providing teams, particularly with roster composition, while each team will have a designated home region for residency rules. Teams are allowed 1 player from anywhere in the Americas as to be considered a local resident. This change gives organizations more flexibility when building their roster while maintaining a strong sense of regional identity. However, a team cannot have a majority of players from outside its home region. For instance, an NA team, 2 NA, 1 Brazil, and 2 Korea is acceptable, but NA roster of 2 NA and 3 Brazil wouldn't meet the requirements. This ensures the spirit of each conference is upheld while allowing for cross-regional opportunities. Sure. The Road of Worlds and LTA. Okay, new format will culminate in the Americas Region Championship. Wait, you just said LTA. So okay, so this tournament is called the Americas Regional Tournament, and the winner is the LTA champion. Okay, that makes sense. A little confusing. Makes sense. The remaining teams will battle after the last remaining World Championship in honor of being the first to lift the LTA trophy. Each year, the location of events will alternate between conferences, with 2025 split 1 playoffs taking in Brazil and the Regionals Championship being in North America. So, I do have some comments that people are just not addressing. In order to get to the United States of America, as a Brazilian, you need a visa. In order to get a visa, like you cannot just go. You can't just get a. For example, if I wanted to go to Brazil, I could go. And once I get there, they'll just stamp me, and I have 30 days without having to apply for anything. And they are talking about next year introducing something like that, where you do have to file for an e-visa, which is not normally difficult. Like I think if you go to Japan, you have to do it, but it's like quite chill. Korea, I didn't have to file for anything. But for people who want to go to the US, like let's say you know that Loud and Pain are going to, you expect that Loud and Pain are going to LA to play or to wherever it is. First of all, we don't even know where it's going to be, right? So the regional championship is supposed to have Brazil come all the way to NA to, assuming not LA, assuming the East Coast, somewhere and play. You don't even know where it is. We don't know where we're having the finals. So we can't even make plans. If I'm in Brazil and I want to see Loud play in NA, I can't. I don't think it's going to be in LA. I think Split 2 is going to be in LA, but Split 3, I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler, but there's going to be a roadshow. It's not going to be in LA. At least my understanding is that it's not going to be in LA. They want to do a roadshow. It's not a spoiler actually. They said it in the video. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be in a stadium. So if I'm okay, let's just say we don't know where it is. If I want to go as a Brazilian and watch my Brazilian teams play in North America, I have to apply 8 months in advance, not knowing when, where, how. Like it is not easy to get a visitor's visa to the United States. It's quite annoying. It is so much easier for us going there than for them coming here. So it's kind of like a, I mean, it's not the greatest for Brazilian fans to be honest, but I don't know, man. I mean, I haven't seen many fans even thinking about going to America. Of course not. They already know that they can't make it even if they wanted to. Um I guess, I mean there are diehard fans. Like I'm sure there are some fans who would wish to be able to go there and see Loud like lift the trophy or something. Everybody was celebrating there being games in Brazil at all. So at least Brazilians still have access to it. Okay, I guess Brazil is like, at least we got games. Which honestly is not what I was thinking. I was like, wait, I wanted to go. Like, what if I wanted to go to both? What if I wanted to go to all of them? But I guess Brazil is like, thank goodness we have at least games. Yeah, that's valid. I mean, I would be sad as a Brazilian fan, be like, yo, what the hell? Where are my games? Because Brazil went from having 2 stadium events each year to now just having one, and it's not even the finals. And at least in NA, when we were playing in stadium, you still had access to it. Now you don't even have access to it. Now you just have to like be at a watch party, which I think quite sucks. Like I'm not a fan of that, but it is what it is. They did say that they were gonna make like watch parties and whatnot. Overall, I think Split 1 is nice, except the fact that we have best of threes instead of best of fives for the tournament that's happening in Sao Paulo. I don't like that. I don't like that it's happening in Sao Paulo. Honestly, I would have preferred that you do it somewhere else because I don't know, just go to Minas Gerais again or go to like Belo Horizonte or go somewhere. Hey Rachel, um, you missed me venting about the format and how. Yeah, I think mainly just the format. I don't like that Split 2 is basically like spring all over again. It's going to be a best of one double round robin. It's quite bland. We don't have any road shows. Like we have one road show per year per region, and then the other road show is just going to be in your stadium. So like, it's going to be cool for NA to go all the way to Sao Paulo and play in the Sao Paulo like stadium, but that's just like next year they're going to come into the LA stadium to Riot Games Arena and they're going to play there, and it's just like it houses what 200 people. Like it's not that like the spectacle is kind of gone. It really isn't what they're trying to make it out to be. They're like, oh my god, we're gonna have a road show. We're going all the way to Brazil. We're gonna be playing in front of this huge crowd. No, you're not. It's not like you're going to Belo Horizonte like they did in summer finals or anything like. They're not going somewhere cool. Um, they're just going to the stadium and just a different arena, which I don't necessarily like. I don't like also the fact that we have no homestands. At least in NA, we do have a couple of teams that could take at least Shopify. We could host LCS for a week, or just like one game, play it on like a Friday in in Toronto, where we have like a headquarters Shopify. Maybe okay, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Riot reached out to Team Liquid and to Shopify and like, hey, would you mind taking on all the costs for running a homestand for you guys? And they're like, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to spend our budget on that. We'd rather spend it on players. Maybe I doubt it. I really doubt it. It's not as interesting as LCK. I actually think the third split is more interesting than LCK. So LCK is pretty cool. Split one, I think the entire world has Fearless. Split two is really boring. Split three, though, we have like this. It's just confusing, but you get to pick your own opponent, which I think is quite cool. Like if I lost to FlyQuest, let's say I'm Shopify and Shopify plays FlyQuest and we lose day one, day two we can pick like Cloud9 and be like, huh, they're frauds. They won one, they're 1-0, but we know we can beat them. I think that's quite cool. And like it could lead into certain like cool matchups. I don't know how they're gonna give priority, who gets to pick first. Like there's a lot of stuff that we don't necessarily know, but I do think it's cool. I think split one and three are interesting. Split two is just so boring. Like, why are we going back to best of ones? Come on. We anyways, it's good for me as an interviewer because I get more interviews that way. But it sucks as a format. And I'm surprised we went back to it, to be honest. But who will pick the teams first? Exactly. I have no idea who's gonna pick. Like, let's say you have first come first serve. I guess the person who plays first, but then that's not fair. Who gets to decide who plays first on that day? It seems really weird and really unfair. Maybe a coin toss, like I don't even know. Yeah, maybe it's random. Maybe it's like I hope it's. Oh, you know what they could do? They could do Mundo Dodgeball, like play Mundo Dodgeball to see who gets to go first, who gets to pick first. That would be cool. And then you don't even have to like save the day of. You could save the next day. But no, they said they would do it live on stage. Yeah, that's strange. Yeah, it actually looks cool. Oh, did I miss something? Oh yeah, it actually looks cool. FlyQuest, a coin toss. It's not random. No, but you have three teams. How do you pick? Like the first day, oh, you have 8 teams, so it's four. So you're gonna have 8 teams face off against each other. Then you have 4 losers, and then the 4 losers have to pick 4 of the winners. And who gets to go first from the first 4? Well, that would be cool. Yeah, maybe like a 2v2 Mundo dodgeball. So you have like loser A and B play one game, loser C and D, and then the 2 winners of here play, and then that's like the order 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. Um, maybe that's how it works. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's like a 4-way coin flip. Yeah, I don't know. It. You could play Keto Bamiya, which is a game I remember from when I was 4 years old. I don't even know. It seems a little weird to me. But yeah, so split one, I think is cool. I just feel like not a lot of NA fans are actually going to go to Brazil. Like I'm going to tweet this out right now. I'm going to ask. Um, no, I'm actually going to post it. Wait, studio on YouTube. Do people even have the appetite to watch all these games? I I think that's more on the teams. So I don't actually think you should watch all the games, Wayne. Like I am of the opinion that I don't care how many. If I am a Shopify like executive, if I work for Shopify, if I'm Shopify the organization, I don't care how many people watch LCS. I care how many people watch Shopify. That's much more important to me, right? And so I want to like create fandom so that people watch my games. I'm not trying to create a league where you care about C9. Why would I do that? I want you to care about me, to buy my merch, to like cheer for me. So I don't necessarily think that like fans should watch all the games. I'm an NBA fan. I don't watch every single NBA game. I only watch Golden State like games, the Warriors. So I think that's the gist of what I think, the gist of what I believe. Oh, that sounds confusing. I did not think that far ahead. I just assumed for LCK, Hanwha Life picks 4 teams, then Genji pick 4 teams. Yeah, for LCK it's like that, but I'm guessing it will be the same as usual in coin toss. So for LCK it's like that, but for LCS every week you pick your matchup. So you know how in Swiss stage at the end of the day they would like randomly pick from the pools and you get like your matchups. At the end of the day, you're gonna have, let's say 100 Thieves lost. We're one of the losers. 100 Thieves are gonna go up. They're gonna pick up Sniper, and Sniper's like, hey, I want to face Team Liquid because they won today. And then Shopify's gonna go, we want to face Cloud9, and the FlyQuest they're gonna go, we want to face this guys. That's kind of what's gonna go. The Warriors, yeah. I only watch Team One games. Exactly. Rachel's the best example. She only watches Team One games, which means she's gonna be watching the finals. And like, they are driving T1 fans. Guys, we got a T1 fan here. Yeah, she's a cool T1 fan though. She's a cool T1 fan. There's nothing wrong with being a T1 fan. You're not an NBA fan. You're a Warriors fan. Yeah, I'm really not. That is true. But yeah, I do want to create a poll, create a post, and then why do they do it like that? Do what? Like what? Oh, the LCS? I think they're trying to make it like cool, like create rivalries and like create a story of like, oh, I picked you because I think you suck because I hate you. Like I want to beat up. Like if I'm FlyQuest and I lost and I get to choose Team Liquid, oh, I wanna fight you. I think that's what's going on. Just trying to let me do this actually. Ask how NA is feeling about the NA fans are feeling. LTA split 1 finals being in Brazil. Anyone actually plan on going? Textful. NA fan here. I'm already buying tickets for my life there. NA fan here. Ain't no way I'm going to Brazil. And then one more. Not an NA fan. Just wanna see what. Just wanna see results. There we go. All right. NA fan here already. All right. I just want to get like the overwhelming. I mean, I don't have that many people voting, but for the people that do vote, I want to see how many. Oh, I wrote Dan's. Oops. Whatever. People know what I mean. Oh yeah, I think you forgot. NA has the style. Yeah. Like yeah, like talk your split, right? I laughed so hard if LCK did that. I know. Imagine, like figure going up. I think that Hanwha Life are great opponents. I respect them so much. I would love the opportunity to be able to practice against them on stage. It would mean the world to me. 감사합니다. And then I'd be like, okay, then that was not. It's sort of like wrestling, WrestleMania, you know. I think that's the vibe they're trying to go with. That's split 1, split 2. Enough said. It sucks. We're going back to best of ones. Like, it was yeah. It's not even good for competition. We're gonna go from best of ones to MSI. Like, it is not gonna be good. Split 3, we have that whole like trash talk season, I guess is what they're trying to call it, and then it's gonna be some sort of roadshow, I'm assuming, in North America. Hopefully, it's on the East Coast. Hopefully, I mean, I think they're gonna go to Toronto or like Vancouver or somewhere in Canada because I think they were supposed to have something in Canada that got canceled. I'd be surprised if Canada doesn't get anything. Canada's going to be very sad. But MSI should be in North America, which is something they haven't even announced. Okay, MSI should be in North America. Will it be in North America? I have no idea, but it should be. If we're following the cycle, MSI this year was in China. Last year was in EU. The year before was in Korea. The year before was in NA, which means now it's NA's turn. MSI should be in NA. we haven't heard anything. MSI is in 6 months, maybe more, five, like 7. Wait, yeah, maybe it's a little bit. Okay, 7, 8 months, and they still haven't announced. Oh wait, it's supposed to happen in July, so maybe it's in 9 months because they did delay it. It's not in May anymore. Still, we don't know when or where MSI is taking place. If it's gonna be an NA, that's gonna like. Can we at least know something? How are they going to accommodate the schedule with VCT? Don't they share the same Rise game studio? Yeah, that's going to be very awkward. We're either going to see another one of our classic, it's only a 2-week break, even though we're not playing for 21 days, or we're going to see another one of those putting us in like the studio, the little closet, the LCS face off cage, I think they called it or something. No, do MSI in Riyadh. Oh, like FlyQuest got good because the best of threes is the best way to build up towards beating Eastern teams? Absolutely. And now we've taken that away. I mean, in the defense of best of ones, we did see G2 play best of ones and then go and like win MSI and make it to Worlds Finals. So it's not only that, but yeah. Also have EWC in July. Yeah, so here's the thing. If MSI and EWC are combining, then maybe it does happen in Riyadh, like you said, Wayne. And then maybe we get the new international tournament in NA, but that makes no sense for NA teams to fly to Brazil to play in Brazil and then fly back to NA to play. I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's like what, 13, 14. I guess from LA it might be like longer, but yeah, it's a long trip, but there's no jet lag. That's not the end of the world, but it's just not. Can we at least know the first international tournament happens in like what, 5 months? And we still don't know anything about it. Imagine Brazil flies over here just to play in the closet. I don't think they'd let that happen. I would be very surprised if Brazil go from like Sao Paulo Stadium arena with like people cheering and fans going crazy to go all the way to play in Riot Games studio closet. That would be hilariously like sad. I don't think people realize how bad it is that we just have all these teams that want to leave. They did not talk about North NRG and Immortals leaving. They just pretended. They didn't even say goodbye. They said nothing. They literally said nothing in that article. They were just like, look at these 18 cool teams that we picked out. What about NRG? What about IMT? Like, we're just going to pretend like they don't exist anymore? I mean, they don't, but still. I thought that was quite, like, they didn't even say thank you for being our partners. They didn't say anything. They didn't say anything. That's so sad. Like, we're just gonna pretend like Riot, like teams aren't bleeding money and choosing to leave. Teams want to be here, but if you're just gonna keep treating the league like this, they have no choice but to leave. They would 100% let that happen. Yeah, I guess. Yes, it would. Yeah. That would be so sad for them. It definitely would be. I don't know, man. At least I get to interview more Brazilian players. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's be honest. Riot Games doesn't care about any League of Legends. Where are they going? Um, I mean, NRG just are done with League of Legends. So are Immortals. They're both done with League of Legends. 100 Thieves are done with League of Legends too. They just decided to stay for one more year, but like next year, they're probably not going to be here. Teams are leaving left and right. We've lost in the past 2 years, okay? We've lost Golden Guardians, Evil Geniuses, TSM, CLG, 100 Thieves, NRG, Immortals. We've lost 7 teams. We only have 8 teams, guys. We're just no. We're in the best shape we've ever been. League of Legends is thriving. Riot is doing a great job. The teams are so happy to be here. Like, come on. Either give them some digital goods, give them something, give them skins, give them something, have them do collabs. And on the teams front, like, you guys need to monetize your league teams better. They did a good decision leaving. Also, did you hear that maybe Carioca won't renew with Pain? Really? No, I didn't. Oh, snap. I gotta check his Twitter then. Wait, Carioca? Where's he going? Don't tell me he's going to Loud. Oh, I see. It's probably this tweet of his. Oh, he's streaming. Oh, he's streaming 7 hours ago. That would be very weird if he leaves. Um, C9 esports suck without league. I don't know about the others. Now, apparently, Payne is allowing him to negotiate with other teams. Oh, that just means he left. I feel like when teams do that, at least in North America, if they allow you to negotiate with anyone else, that just means that you're gone. Why are they leaving? Well, for a couple of reasons, Rachel. Teams don't have fandom, so like look at Immortals. Like let's just take a let's go to YouTube real quick. We're gonna do this together. It's a little exercise. I'm gonna do IMT law, right? Oh my god, 55,000 subscribers. That's so amazing. No, it's not. These are really, really old, like, subscribers. Look, 344 views, 400 views, 200 views. This is a 2-minute video, 34 seconds. Why is this not a short? 475. Like, this is months in, 200 views. Like, what even is this? I'm like 40 of those views, by the way, because I had to review this so many times. I was so confused. They are not making good content. Like, fans do not care about anything that IMT like do because IMT doesn't do anything to make fans care. They are not building fandom. Immortals is not building fandom. And because they're not building fandom, what ends up happening is like all these teams just aren't making money. Like it's very hard to survive in an ecosystem where you're just bleeding money, right? You need to make at least break even in order to justify being in League of Legends and pouring your heart and soul and resources into that. And so Riot basically said, "Hey, we're going to grow this so much that you're going to be millionaires. You're going to be billionaires at some point." And they're like, "Okay, this is awesome." But then Riot didn't didn't what is the word in English? Didn't fulfill their side of the promise where they're not they didn't grow the esport to a level where everybody's a billionaire, right? They didn't do that. What also they didn't do was they didn't give anybody cosmetic rights. So when you look at Fortnite, there's a freaking democratic Fortnite's like maps and themes and all this like stuff. It collabed with a bunch of different like I think Dragon Ball and like all these different animes and different players have skins and Riot Games only gave skins to teams that won worlds, whereas all the other teams basically got no help from Riot because what ended up happening was for one reason or the other, venture capital comes in, a lot of money goes in, because Riot said, "Hey, you need to pay us $10 million if you want to be in the league." And they're like, "We don't have $10 million." Well, go get some money. They go get some money. You're not going to get $10 million loan unless you can promise someone that you're going to make them $100 million, right? And that didn't happen. And so, like, a lot of things ended up happening where teams were incentivized to win worlds, to win LCS, to be the biggest brand at winning because that's what's going to matter, right? Riot's going to fulfill their side of the bargain and they're going to make us great. We just have to focus on winning. So Team Liquid win 4 splits in a row. Cloud9 win like 4 splits in 4 years. Like all these teams are winning, right? Well, not every single team. Obviously, only a few teams win, but like they're winning. They're doing all this cool stuff, and they didn't fulfill their side of the bargain, and so winning did nothing. Making it to Worlds meant very little. You got money from sponsors, but that's pretty much it. So then, like, what did it matter? We took all this VC money and now it's gone down the drain because viewership has been dropping. You guys promised us that you would sell these rights and we would be like the ESPN and like we would be huge, but we're not. So that source went down the drain the past few years, like 3 or 4 years. And so now the other option is, hey, we're gonna build fandom. We're gonna build fans so that when we do have our sponsorships, we actually make money off of them. Because you do see a lot of cool collabs with like um, Puma and One Piece and Death Note. I'm like, they're not making nearly as much money as they used to before. But the thing is, if you have huge fan bases, sponsors want to work with you. Esports sponsors, like sponsors in League of Legends, have been burned because every time they put money on a logo, they get nothing in return. So they stop wanting to work with League of Legends teams. But if you have a huge fan base, like for example, your Optic, you have a huge fan base, everybody just wants to sponsor you. Think of Mr. Beast. I know he's the largest example, but this is just one person, right? brands pay millions of dollars for a 30-second ad on a 20-minute video. Do you think as a company you cannot grow to a size where people want to be? I think FlyQuest does this really good. They signed Basil, and when she has a merch drop, it just like it sells out. People love her stuff. She's a very good like brand representative content creator for FlyQuest. And teams haven't done that. They haven't created fandoms. FlyQuest started it. Team Liquid are doing it a little bit. Cloud9 are trying, but teams in general just haven't been doing it. Optic lost money? No, that's not why they withdrew from League. That was a different. That was IMT basically. IMT purchased Optic. It was a really weird kind of thing. It was a different Optic basically. Let me catch up to what you were saying, which is weird because even the lower tier teams in Korea are booming. That's because they're making a lot of really cool content. Like even at Worlds, right? We're in Worlds. Did Immortals? Well, I guess Immortals are out. But like the other years, did NRG? NRG are out too. What teams didn't make it? Like Dignitas, they didn't make any content around Worlds. Like all these other teams, Shopify. What's the last team that didn't make it to Worlds? Dignitas, Shopify, 100 Thieves. Oh, it's the guest team that I don't even know. Anyways, yeah, like teams weren't making that much content, but in Korea, like they will have reactions and do all this like cool stuff. FlyQuest back in 2017 sent out Wild Turtle. No, it must have been 2018 because he was on I don't know, maybe 2018 then. I don't remember, but they sent out Wild Turtles to do worlds and vlogs and like they were doing a lot of stuff. But teams aren't making content, and the content that they do make sucks, and they're not engaging people the way that you should be engaging them, and so people don't actually care, and so people aren't fans of those teams, and when you have no fans, no one's gonna want to sponsor you, no one's gonna want to work with you, and so you don't make any money, and then you spend $1 million on a single player, and then you wonder why you're bleeding money. Or you can take the IMT route and just hire and then fire and then hire and fire and then fire and fire and hire and fire and lose and be last every single split. Like you could do that. Which is so weird because even the lower T teams in Korea are booming. Yeah, but how can Immortals get views if they kept losing? By making good content. It's not even about like losing. It's about you didn't make good content. Optic, when they sucked, when they didn't win anything, were making a lot of content and people were huge fans of those teams. So it's not even about like there are teams who have lost every single game and people will still be fans of you. So it's not like you can only have fans if you win. That's one way of it happening. One way is for you to win and to get a lot of fans. But there's also other ways. And yeah, they took no ways. I just saw what you sent me. All right, where was I? The same way Golden Guardians did. They said they were the heel. Oh, yo, Bach. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I missed your message. They said they were the heel, and then they actually started winning. I don't remember what else. I don't know what heel is. Sorry. Rachel, do you speak Korean? Nope, no Korean. We'll pick it up when I have time. That's awesome. Respect. Point for you, Rachel. Wayne's World, do you speak Korean? Optic lost money. That's why they withdrew. No, it was a really weird thing. It wasn't even like Optic, like the scumps, like the Optic that we think of right now. He had sold Hex sold Optic and then he bought it back again basically. Yep, content works. Maybe NA just needs to do that, and they might be. Why can't I see it? And they might be, and then they might be noticed, and big brands take them on like T1. Yeah. Even now, DRX making content, watching T1 in Worlds. I speak Chinese, LPL for life. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. I do want to learn LPL, Chinese, once I'm a little bit better at my Korean and I can do interviews. So I heard BLG 3.0 this weekend. I don't know about 3.0. I want BLG 3.2. I want it to be hype. Okay, I don't want it to be 3.0. I think EDG beating Dom one was super hype because it was if it was 3-0, I don't think it would be as hype. But don't ban Bin Jax, we winning? Yeah, I mean they have beat Bin Jax before, so apparently Ashley Kang is retiring after this Worlds. Okay, maybe I shouldn't. I mean, it was on Reddit, so yeah, apparently she's retiring. So I really want to work on my Korean so that I can start doing the Korean interviews with Korean players. And like sort of take up a little bit of what she used to do and bring like some of the Korean perspective and interviews with Korean pros and like really bring that to the West. Obviously, I won't be doing LCK. Like it's in the middle of the night. I'm not gonna wake up in the middle of the night to do interviews with like after LCK games. I'm not even gonna watch them, so that's off the table. But hey, every now and then, if I get an opportunity to do interviews, I'd love to do it. But that just means I have to improve my Korean, which I'm trying to do the best that I can, so that by the time next year rolls around, my Korean's like really really solid. But yeah, I'm also a huge LPL fan. I love the format. I love the players. I love the teams. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. Uh, I love Bin and Elk and TES. Dude, Elk is my favorite player in LPL. He's so cool. EDG beating Daman was the best it was. T13E1. Damn, really do it, man. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. It was at Wayne's World on how Immortals could get views while being a losing team, the role of a heel. Oh yes. It's to antagonize the fans. Yeah, with the FU video. Yeah, okay, I understand. And get booed by the audience. Reminds me of the FU vid. GG did. Yeah, with I think it was like an era. Everyone went around just being like FU, and it was like I actually made a video. I was like, or not a video. I think a TikTok. I was like, what the hell are they doing? And they did well. What will she do after? I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh, go on. You're missing out. Ashley Kang probably makes no money from these interviews. She makes money. If she doesn't make money, she doesn't know how to make money. And throwing Chinese in LPL, dude, eventually I want to learn Chinese. But my main priorities right now are Korean and Portuguese because I really need to improve my Portuguese. I really need to brush up on my Korean. Portuguese because hey, we're gonna have a lot of Portuguese players. I want to be able to bring like that authenticism into my interviews when I'm talking to them. And then Korean, obviously, because working with the translator, like it's fine, but sometimes I just want to be able to. The other thing with using a translator is that it actually cuts the interview length in half, if not more. Whereas when I'm doing it in English, I get to question, answer. Whereas question, translation, answer, translation, next question. Like it adds so much more that I really want to get rid of that. And I want to do my best to like get more out of the players and be able to understand them a little bit more. Eventually I'll do Chinese, maybe going into 2026 or 2027. But for 2025, that's my goal. It's like really learn Korean and Portuguese so that when Worlds comes around, I am able to do interviews. Hopefully by MSI time. I'm not gonna say like beginning of 2025 is just like crazy. That's like 3 months. No, November, December, January. Yeah, like 3 months. I think that doesn't make sense. But I have no idea where Ashley King is going. If she can't make money, like okay, Ashley King is incredibly um how do I say this? Horizon Esports has been sponsored before, but Ashley King has the ability, has the capability of making a lot more money and monetizing herself in different ways that she has not yet done. Um, I don't know why, but I do know why a little bit. Is I can speculate onto why as to why she hasn't. But if I had that level of viewership, I could utilize it in different ways. That's all I throw out. Like I don't. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, at least Faker and I think Guma will understand English questions. Yeah, I mean they'll always have a translator, but I'd rather be able to like ask them myself because then I'll formulate it differently. And sometimes the translator doesn't get everything 100% across. Like sometimes I might misspeak. Like there are times where just like you being able to correct yourself or uh, making a joke. Sometimes jokes don't work from English to Korean. Like you just can't translate them. They're not as funny. Like uh, when someone asks me like, "Oh, how well do you speak Korean?" I'll just be like, "Oh, I'm like a potato." But in Korean, it just sounds so weird. I was like, "Wait, you speak Korean like a potato? What does that even mean?" But like in English, like, "Yeah, I'm just a potato." Like the vibe is there, but in Korean, it's just, people are like, "What?" So yeah, sometimes jokes don't come across well, or sometimes they're translated incorrectly. Sometimes the translator thinks you're being serious. Like things can happen because you only have a limited amount of time, and these guys are doing interview after interview after interview. Like they are busy. They don't have time. They're not like sitting down with a cup of coffee. Like yeah. Saving that for my next pitch to get Don Jake to learn Mandarin. Yeah, Don Jake has done a lot of cool work this year at Worlds. Um, Like your question to Gala about music's style between Tarzan and Weiwei. Well, that's the Wendy is not the best at Chinese translations because those English to Chinese translators do not work. I've noticed sometimes, yeah, like your question to Gala about music style differences between Tarzan and Weiwei. He literally told me the difference between the junglers, and I was like, that's not what I asked. But it is what it is. I'm grateful that she does the translations to begin with. It's so hard, yeah. It's not Wendy. There's this other girl who speaks Korean and Chinese, and her Korean sounds so Chinese. I don't know how to describe it, but like you'll hear it whenever there's like Korean questions, the Chinese questions to Korean pros. She'll read the Chinese and then she'll say it in Korean, and it just sounds so Chinese. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's because she's Chinese, but yeah, I find that translator quite interesting to listen to when she's there. But yeah, I do think that being able to do the interviews myself, dude, I don't even. Yeah, Wendy talks fast. I like Christina. It might be Christina, the one I'm thinking of. I mean, I like I can't really say much about either one of them. At least with the Korean translators, I can specifically say like, oh, I prefer this translator over that translator because I know I can understand Korean. So I know, oh, you asked a really good like you actually oh my god, you translated like literally what I meant. Not literally, but you translate the meaning that I wanted without being literal. Or like, oh, you missed the thing. But yeah, the other thing is like when you know the language, it is so much easier to know more about the players. So for example, like I don't remember who commented, but they're like, I do a lot of research on players, and I ask them about specific things or specific stuff that they did in their past, and sometimes the translator doesn't even know that. So they're like they're not even sure what I'm talking about. So the fact that I can get that across. Also, it's easier to find out more about the player when I can speak their language and I can go looking into specific things from their language. Whereas if I don't know Korean, it's going to be very hard to get like, oh, there's like this little excerpt that he said or a little clip, but I don't have the translation. So then I have to like use machine translation. Like it's not as easy. That's pretty interesting observation about Horizon though. That's got to be a big LCK coverage to fill. Hope you can do it, Cloud. Same for the LPL. LPL needs a Horizon too. A lot of the stuff is inaccessible. So Jisun, yeah, I like Jisun. I okay, so I will say a couple things, Mix. There are other outlets in Korea. It's just we don't have outlets in Korea that are meant for the Western audience. So there will be a gap there. I don't know if anyone's gonna like close that gap. I might hit up Kenzie and see what he's thinking. Um, they really need to hire an angry translator. Wayne, that would be hilarious. I would love that. Oh, if you guys haven't watched Angry Translator for Obama, like Key and Peele are awesome. But yes, so LPL is very difficult for a couple of reasons. Access to players, from what I've heard, I've talked to ex LPL casters. It's actually quite difficult to get them onto the English broadcast because the English broadcast really isn't like prioritized at all. So if I did want to do LPL, like if I learned Chinese and I wanted to like interview Zhao Hu or Bin or something, I'd have to go through a lot of different hoops. But I will say something. So I'm actually going to go to, let's go together to my YouTube channel. Just out of curiosity. Now, this isn't this viewer channel. Oh, wait, you guys can't see. Oops. Okay, you guys can see my channel. And if I go to playlists and I go to worlds, will it show views? It will. So I'm going to look at the Korean players, 8.7K, 11K. Then I'm going to look at the Chinese players, 2.8K, 170, 7.4K, 382, 5.1K for Korean, like 12K for Korean, 5.6K, 2.5, 1.2. Like you can see that Korea averages higher. Wait, really? This only got 1.2K views? What the hell? Okay, I should have done a much better job on this one. That's just my bad. Um, but yeah, in general, I think that the West knows more and cares more about LCK players. And so it would be more than just, hey, am I able to get the interviews out? I think I would have to do something like maybe work with LPL broadcast and then maybe you know how I Will Dominate kind of sponsors Don. He doesn't kind of. He sponsors Don Jake, and he works with him, and he actually watches and reacts to his videos. I think one thing I would need to do is maybe work with LPL broadcaster. I Will Dominate and be like, hey, I'm planning on getting 5 different, like, let's say 5 Chinese interviews per week. 5 is a lot. Let's say 3 Chinese interviews per week. Oh, oops, you guys are looking at the wrong thing. Huh? 5 Chinese interviews per month or something, right? And I would I would need maybe him to like go over them or something like that. And like I would need to talk to him because he has a lot more knowledge about LPL. I watch the games, but I'm not nearly as educated as he is. Although I can do my research, but like it would need to be a bigger effort in order to make people like actually care about LPL. Um, so the LPL will be a little bit harder. Yeah, there's a big niche to serve. The wider, oh yeah, that is true. Sad about LPL. Wait, did I miss something? No, no, no. I didn't miss anything. Okay. There's a big niche to serve the wider English-speaking audience for both LPL and LCK. Yeah, like they did for Obama. Yeah, you get it. You get it. Yeah. Um, I don't know about LPL. First of all, I don't speak Chinese. It'll take me a while. I think what I plan on doing is learning Korean and like have the next 5 months for accelerated learning Korean learning, and then I will use Korean to learn Chinese. Um, just because it'll be Korean practice and at the same time I'm learning Chinese. And then hopefully going to MSI or post MSI of 2026, I can start doing the interviews in Chinese. The difficult thing about Chinese is actually just Chinese characters. Like you can get the tones down. I'm not too worried about tones. My pronunciation in whatever language I learn usually is pretty good, so I'm not necessarily worried about that. Reading is just so difficult. The Chinese characters are so much harder than Hangul in Korean. In Korean, like the Korean characters are so easy. Chinese characters are so difficult. Obviously there's pinyin and stuff, but like it's a whole nother monster to deal with. And I feel like I'm not necessarily like intimidated by it. I just feel like it's a lot to do because I have a full-time job. You can't see, but I have like a second computer. That's my work computer that they gave me. I have a full-time job. And then I put full-time hours into my League of Legends thing. And then on top of that, I need a stream, not stream. Sorry, I need to learn languages. That's a lot of work. Um, so it's not easy, just because of I have a life and stuff. If this was my full time job, then it'd be a lot easier. Currently learning kanji. Yeah, I learned a bunch of kanji when I was studying Japanese earlier, or not earlier, but like a couple years ago. And kanji was not fun. Kanji is harder than Chinese characters, though. Dirty Neptune main. Dude, Hansa is easier than kanji for sure. There's just so many different readings for kanji, and yeah, it's easier. Adulting stuff, yeah, it's just I'm not a full time content creator. If I was, I could spend that time. I could actually make it into content. Me learning language, like, could be content. You know, like who says it can't? But yeah, it's difficult. You N4? No, no, I'm not. N3? Honestly, I forgot most of what I knew. Maybe I was N4 at some point. I don't know. I never really took the tests, but I understand a lot. Actually, the other day I went to a Korean barbecue place and there was a guy who actually was raised in Japan. He's Mongolian, and yeah, we chatted a little bit in Japanese. I was like, oh snap, I haven't used Japanese in forever, and it was kind of cool. But yeah, after Chinese, I'll probably learn some more Japanese. But yeah, I think my priority for languages is Korean and Portuguese are like number one priority, and then Chinese is like number two priority, and Spanish is number three. Exactly. Yeah. Um. Oh, Turd of Many. Hello. I didn't even realize you were here. Maybe you were talking to Neptune. I think. Bro, I'm probably going to fail the N5 in December. No, bro, you got this. You got this. No, Dirty Neptune. I believe in you. You definitely got this. It's Back to class now. This has been an interesting chat. See you guys. Take care, Rachel. Bye. Class at this time of the night? Dang. Thanks for hanging out. It's always a pleasure. Um, yeah, next year is going to be very interesting. Between, I really hope Ashley Kang isn't gone. Right now, when I study Korean, I try to do a few things. One of the things I do is I actually listen to. Oh, I didn't go over rosters. You're right. Did you go over the R7 rosters? I have not yet. How do you feel about it? Dude, that roster looks kind of sick. If I'm not mistaken, hold up. Let's go to Twitter. I think it's. Let me see if I can remember off the top of my head. Licorice top lane. Audi jungle. Saint. They got Saint in the mid lane. Dude, Saint said no to Cloud9? Or did Cloud9 just not pick Saint? I don't remember. But either way, Saint in the mid lane, Berserker 80 carry. And then was it Ackerman and no, it was wait. Lions? No. Who's their support? I forgot who the support is. If the LCK broadcast is way more accessible, it makes sense to do Korean first, but uh but the quality of Korean to English translators looks better than Chinese to English this year. Really wish we had Jisung for the LPL. Yeah, I do agree that the Korean translators do a little bit of a better job. I understand there's less of a market for it with all the growing up watching Monty toot his train. Oh, dude, in 2020, toot toot, all aboard the train. Yeah, I remember that. New Zealand, 243. Oh, Lions. Yeah, okay, there's Lions. Okay, okay, I see. Wait, it's 243 right now? All right. Dude, that is a weird time zone difference. Um, but enjoy your class or good luck in your class, I guess. Yeah, that roster looks right. That roster looks like it actually can be top four. It's kind of scary for NA teams. Because, like, who do you have? You're assuming Team Liquid and FlyQuest above. This roster can compete with Cloud9, can't it? What, did you say Berserker? Yeah, it's Berserker, right? They got Berserker, I'm pretty sure. Uh, or is that just a rumor? Am I mistaken? My understanding was that they got Berserker, no? Let me look here. Saint reaches a verbal agreement with Lions Gaming. Oh, they put question mark for AD carry? Okay, I had heard that it was Berserker, but maybe I got trolled. But yeah, at least Licorice, Audi, Saint, Lions. If they get Berserker, I think they could be a top four teams. If they're not Berserker, I don't know then in that case. Wait, am I trolling? Wait, what? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Dude, I how do I dude, I hate this. Okay, LCS. Abadaga is joining uh-huh. Disguised. Interesting. Is C9 even going to be good? Well, they have Blabber, don't they? As long as C9 has Blabber, they're gonna be a top half team, like top four, top five. C9 is entering its TSM villain arc. It is. I think it's quite sad with what's happening to C9. Like they can't attract the best talent. The best talent is literally like running away from them. Berserker doesn't want to play with them anymore. Like I guess Sven is some good talent. They still have Blabber. Vulcan is not hit anymore. I'm sorry, but like 2022, 2021 Vulcan was amazing. 2020 Vulcan was great. 2023, 2024 Vulcan sucks. Okay, he was okay in 2024. I'll give him that much. At least in summer, he was okay. But like Vulcan is not 2020 Vulcan, 2019 Vulcan. Like this is not the same Vulcan from before. And I don't know what you're gonna do with. I guess maybe you're like, oh, Sven Vulcan, they're gonna work together. They're more mature. They're gonna be good. I don't know. Thanatos, look, I don't have faith in Cloud9 to develop Thanatos to be a superstar top laner. We have had top laners on Cloud9 who are amazing laners, really good, and know their role, and just like kind of remained at mediocrity or like plateaued. No other support though, unless you get rookie Zyko. I mean, Trimby was open. Why are you getting a random rookie? Okay, why don't you get Trimby and then get like someone from NACL for your mid lane? Why are you like? I do agree that in North America our supports kind of suck, and if you want to import support, I'm kind of open to it because Winsome is leaving. Chime decided to retire and go to law school, if I'm not mistaken, or dental school, something like that. He's going to some sort of school. I understand. Get Sword Art Wayne. Dude. $7 million support. I don't think Cloud9 has that money. I'm pretty sure JoJo just took it all. Or $750,000. 0.7 million, I guess. But what was I saying? Yeah, I'm okay with you importing supports. Hell, if you want to bring in Huhi or Ole, like, I respect it, I understand it. Supports are hard to come by in the LCS. Our support pool just isn't that great. But you're importing rookie mid laner, Loki, out of all the people, like, could you not have gotten anyone else? Really? Not gonna lie, as a LS watcher, it's pretty cathartic watching C9 fall apart. Don't you want LS, man? Love to see it. I mean, not gonna lie, C9 Lehens. Oh my god, dude! If Lehens makes it to North America, I am. I'm a huge fan of whatever team that is, dude. SR Lehens, let's do it. I will, dude. I will. I don't know what I would do. I would fall in love with Shopify if they brought in Lehens. That would be phenomenal. Dude, the guy's a shot caller. The guy's amazing. He's a MSI champion multiple times. I'm actually perma praying on their downfall. Okay, I don't hate C9. As a matter of fact, Blabber's my favorite. Like, okay, Inspired is probably I like Inspired a little bit more, but I do like Blabber a lot. He's from Maryland. I'm from Maryland. You know, we got that tie. He's my boy. I will always defend Blabber, even when it's not logical. Wait, B-Boy and Lehens? Dude, that sounds... Yeah, I was about to say that. That sounds good. I don't think we're getting Lehens. I don't think Lehens is leaving Korea. I'd be very surprised. But if Lehens joins Shopify, I will be spam messaging... Okay, I won't be spam messaging. That might be a bad way to describe it. I will be insistent on making content with Lehens every single week. Every single day if I can. I will be at their door if I have to be. I would love to make so much content with Lehens for Shopify and for my channel. Should TL kick APA and use his import slot? Why APA? No, he's like one of the best North American mid laners in a long time. Like JoJo left. We can't. No. I would be very upset if Team Liquid got rid of APA. I would be very, very upset. Run back the team. I'm of the opinion that Team Liquid should just run it back. I don't think Team Liquid's going to do that just because we know Team Liquid, but hopefully, Spawn sounds like he really wants to keep the team, so hopefully they do. But yeah, I'm of the opinion that just like run it back, my guy. Can you summarize the LCS changes for next year? And what regions would be combined in LCS? Sure, seven. Sorry. Basically, the LLA, which was like the Latin America and South America, and then CBLOL, which was Brazil, and NA, which the LCS, they're all merging together. LLA disappearing almost entirely. 2 teams have survived. R7, which is now called Lions, they're going to be in North America with us. And then I forgot the other team. They're going to be in the South America. Yeah, so basically we're combined. What's going to happen is we're going to have 3 splits, 3 international tournaments. The first split is going to be like this best of 3, like fearless sort of round robin, and then the finals is gonna happen in Brazil. So it's gonna be NA versus Brazil, playing for that one spot to make it to the first international tournament. Second international tournament is MSI. It's just gonna be like spring split. You're gonna have your teams face off against each other in NA, and the teams in CBLOL, and then the winners of those regional, they're gonna go to MSI. It's as if nothing ever happened. Split 3 is going to be in NA, and you're gonna have like a whole tournament and stuff like that. And then you're gonna have one team from NA, one team from CBLOL, and then the best performing team, they're gonna make it to Worlds. So they kind of combined all of the Americas, North, Central, like South America, all of them were kind of one region, but we have two parts. And for most of the year, we don't really interact with each other, except when it comes to like the first split and the third split, the finals of those splits, like the last few rounds, we're going to be facing off against each other. And they're trying to build rivalry between the North and the South. And if you look at our logos, one of them is like an up arrow pointing north, and then the other one is a down arrow pointing south, and it's supposed to be up and down, like fighting against each other. I, yeah, cool. Um, let's see. I watched the TL documentary. I can't believe the entire team told APA to pick Kled. I mean, they were confident in their mid laner. They probably don't understand what Kled's powers are. Kled is like very, very specific, and like APA used to be a Kled one trick, so you probably want him to be confident and trust in your team. So happy for that, Cloud. Happy for that, Cloud. Happy for what? I forgot what I was saying. But they took away years of interesting draft from me. I will never forgive them for not seeing the experiment through. Oh yeah, yes. Cloud9, yeah. I agree. I really wish they had left C9 because that was, even if they lost, it was so entertaining. And that's why I really like Shopify. We got a bunch of LS, like Insanity is basically talks to LS all the time. His picks, he even said it, he gets it from LS. Revan is always talking to LS, getting picks and ideas from LS. You have Fudge, who's always talking to LS, like getting his ideas from we have like an LS team. And I think it could be really, really cool. So Mix, if you don't have a team, we're open, we're cool, we're the rebels. Welcome, come here. In the first 2 weeks of C9 is the most hyped the LCS has been. I don't know, FlyQuest last week. I agree. I absolutely agree. Everyone was tuning in. Maybe we don't even need Brazil if he stayed. Soraka mid showing the JoJo business. Dude, Soraka mid was so. I'm really sad C9 didn't play Soraka mid a single time afterwards. Like, why don't you just play it? It worked. It was so good. It was like unbeatable. I hope Sturdy goes to DSG low key with Spica jungle. I have no idea what's happening with rosters, honestly. What do you think of the LCS changes? Are they healthy for the scene overall? Absolutely not. I made this analogy when GG and EG decided to leave, and people were making fun of me. I was like, "What an idiot!" On Reddit. I basically said, "Hey, we have to chop off our foot because the poison was spreading, right? And we have to chop off our foot. And you guys are celebrating that we chopped off our foot. It's not a cause of celebration. You should be sad that you got into a state where your foot was so rotten you had to chop it off." And they're like, "You don't understand. What do you know about esports? You know nothing. We, Reddit, know so much more than you. It's just bad. We're losing teams left and right. In the past, like, look, we lost EG, then we lost TSM and CLG, then we lost NRG, IMT, and 100 Thieves. I know 100 Thieves are still competing, but they sold their spot. We basically, for all intents and purposes, 100 Thieves are gone. It's their shadow that remains. We've lost 7 teams in the past 2 years. This is not healthy for any league. Our monetization strategies have gotten worse and worse and worse. Our viewership finally has plateaued. We're growing up a little bit. We need a lot more. We need a lot more content from the teams. We need fandoms to be built. And unless we're going to do something about it now, we're just going to keep decreasing in size because stipends have gone down. We are not in a good position. We are in dire need of fandom. And that's one thing that I hope to start with Shopify going into next year. I'm starting more like not just interviews. I want to have my interviews come out, but at the same time, I'm going to do a show for Shopify called The Rebellion, and then I'm going to do a podcast talking about the state of the league as well. And the idea of these things is like it should be a place for people who watch Shopify games. Like if Shopify wins a game, even if you're not a Shopify fan, you'd want to hear what that Shopify guy, content creator, wants to say about it. I plan on like having more like Shopify players show up. I want to build fandom for this team because I know this team can become a staple. It can become a Team Liquid Cloud9 FlyQuest. Like this team, I know you guys don't see it now. I know you guys don't see it. But Shopify will be one of the biggest brands. FlyQuest used to be a nothing, and now they're like, everyone's thinking FlyQuest. That's what Shopify will be. You don't see it now, but we are, myself and Shopify separately, I don't work for Shopify, no, 7, are making plans so that we can make Shopify a brand that thrives in North America. And I'm not going to try to convince you to be fans, but I just want you to keep your eyes out because I think we will be producing very entertaining content that will make you fans. just organically. That's our goal. So that's my little spiel. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm a Boopo inspired fan first. Cloud. Okay, okay, that's fair. I'm an inspired fan too. So I'll give you that much mix. Boopo is the goat, but Revan is my second favorite person in the LCS. Dang. Overall players, including, not gonna lie, I love listening to him. Me too. I'm gonna reach out to him after Worlds and be like, yo, can we do like a, what is it called? Or maybe after they announce the roster. But can we do like a 2024 like summary into 2025 looking forward? Can we talk about what happened in 2024 so that, and talk about like expectations for 2025 and kind of like know the players. Thoughts on 100 T news? Hey Zach, I think it's very sad. I think it's very disrespectful what their president said on Reddit, being like, "Hey, if you want to be only 100 T like league fans, be Cloud9 fans. It's better for you guys." Like I thought it was very disrespectful. So I'm not happy with what 100 Thieves have done. They're basically, to me, they're gone. To me, they're not a brand anymore in the LCS. Like they are, for all intents and purposes, 100 Thieves are no longer exist. Um, I think it's one thing if you say, "Hey, look, we wanted to give it one last hurrah, one last year, one last go." That's one thing. It's another thing to be like, "Hey, if you just want to be League fans, then why are you 100 Thieves fans?" That's just messed up. That's my take on it, at least. Uh, Fly before Shopify for me, but those are my two favorites. Hey, at least we're on your top favorites. Fly CEO was under David's tweet trying to bring him over. Oh, that's hilarious. I gotta check then. Um, Love the guys who talk and show up on stage. Yeah. Can you interview the translators? Ooh, I'm a big simp of them. Which one? I will ask. I will ask. Here's the thing. I actually DM'd one of the translators one time to ask if I could interview. I'll interview. I'll DM Jisun, see what she says. Hope we get David. Yeah, I mean David. I think he prefers Team Liquid over FlyQuest, but we'll see. I would rather he go to Team Liquid just because FlyQuest have Basil and like it seems like they know what they're doing with their content creators, and Team Liquid have no one. And I would like for multiple teams to have content creators instead of everyone. Where are you reading the other questions? Oh, YouTube. YouTube and Twitch, but mainly YouTube. Actually, I haven't checked Twitch chat in a minute. Yeah, no one's on Twitch. I have one viewer on Twitch. Haha. Um, but yeah, it's mostly on YouTube. Uh, where was I? I'm a big simp of them. I will try to see if I can get like a G-Sun interview. If I can get, I don't think I can get Ashley King. She never responds to my messages. I messaged her like a couple times. Who else could I interview? Wendy, I guess. Yeah, I'll see. I'll see if I can interview the interviewers. Do you work with Shopify 7? No, I don't. I'm just a fan, a huge fan. I think I've lost 4 teams, about to be 5 since 2022. I started watching in 2022. Maybe I'm the curse. MGL, no, welcome. No, you're not. You're not the curse. You're not the curse. NA ecosystem has just not caught up with reality. They were like, "Oh, NA, we're gonna be like ginormous. We're gonna be the best. Viewership is gonna be great. We're gonna have so many cool things." And I was like, "Okay, well, it's not happening. What are you gonna do in the meantime? We're just gonna pretend like it is." Okay, are you gonna do anything? We're losing viewership. We're losing viewership, and they're not doing anything. Thank you for all those likes. Oh my god, you are spamming that. I appreciate it. um, I miss fly balls and fly. A fly high moon combo. Yeah, when he actually brought FlyQuest into to the league when it was just like an XC9 team. Kind of sucks having them in 8 slot. Now every game versus them just feels so dead. Wait, you mean Shopify? We weren't 8th. We were always 7th. I would just say that. That was Immortals. Oh, you mean 100. Okay, okay, okay. They might as well leave right now at the moment. Yes. Agreed. All of them? Yeah, okay. I'll try to get some interviews with them. I'm a T1 fan, but I don't care about T1 Valorant or TFT. That's an insane statement. It is. It's absolutely ridiculous that anyone could ever say such a thing. And the fact that this guy is president of League of Legends? 100 T, yeah. Okay, I will say this. Maybe that does not represent 100 Thieves as a brand, even though what the president says should represent it, especially when he's saying it at a public forum. But what brand would you want to come in for 100 T spot? You guys are gonna make fun of me for this, but I think a really good brand to come in would be Optic. Now I know we had Optic in 2019, but that was a very different Optic. They had new ownership, and then they ended up giving Optic back to the initial like Hex and whatnot. Hex knows what he's doing. He knows how to build a brand. He knows how to build fandom, and he understands, and he writes in his book, and I've quoted this multiple times, that what Hex says is that it all matters. The only thing that matters is making fans. FaZe, yeah, FaZe, I'd be down for FaZe too. But all that matters is building fandom. It doesn't matter if you're winning or losing if you have no one to celebrate with you. So I would say that like my number one team would be Optic, because I've seen them build it multiple times now in multiple communities, and I don't know that they would want to be Mr. Beast. I mean, I don't know. Sponsored by Lunchly and Feastables? Yum. Do you work for Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast has a ton of bad press right now. Yeah, he does. But I think that thing's just gonna fly over. Like, I don't know. Don't think Riot will take him. I think Riot would take him in a heartbeat. I think Riot would be like, oh my god, it's Mr. Beast. We don't care. Dude, Riot has so much bad press on itself. I don't think they care. Sentinels? I don't know. I don't know if they bring Sentinels in. But yeah, I would down for Optic. I think Mr. Beast could be an option if he's willing to come in, just because he understands it's all about content. Like, he's someone who's going to come in and his content's going to do 50 million views. And people are going to look at it and they're going to be like, oh, it's because it's Mr. Beast. And they're not going to try to imitate or do anything of what he does. And he's going to go out on podcasts and be like, this is exactly how I did it. Do this and it will work for you. And then they won't do it. And then they'll complain. Do you think it's possible for G2 NA? Not anymore. I mean, G2 did apply in 2018 to go to NA, but I don't think Riot's going to want to let that happen. I don't know how franchising rules work. I mean, there's nothing against, you can't be in NA and EU, but if they leave EU and choose to go to NA, like what TSM wanted to do, to leave NA and go to China, like Riot's not necessarily going to stop you from doing that. Sentinels used to be Phoenix One. I thought Phoenix One was bought by Sentinels. Or were they always the same brand? Dude, that Phoenix One team, man, stopping the perfect split from TSM, making them believe that Mike Young was actually good, and then destroying TSM for the rest of eternity. Except for that one split where they won, but then destroying TSM for the rest of eternity. I think the biggest losers of what happened is CBLOL. They lost 4 teams. They're very sad with Kaboom and INTZ not making it in. Like, it's going to be... This next year is going to be very pivotal. If LCS does not show... Oh, that was Inori? Inori Rengar. You're right, that was Inori. That was Inori. Yeah, I remember because the Dyrus went bald. He was like, when they lost game 2, when TSM lost game 2, he was like, "There's no way they're losing. I'll go bald if they do." And then I think it was Dash who who shaved his head. I think the biggest indicator will be: is viewership going to increase in 2025? And if it doesn't, we are so screwed, because Riot is doing everything in their power to stabilize and to make viewership go up. And if they, after all of what they're doing, they still can't get people to watch LCS, it's going to kill them. I think viewership will artificially be higher during split 1 and 3 towards the finals, because there'll be that like huge NA versus Brazil, and like those will always bring fans just because it's international rivalries. But I care more about the week to week, like split 2 finals. I care about that. What's the viewership of that? Because that gives you the interest of NA fans in NA. And I think that's very important. And I know that Riot's going to have their eye on it. And even though they might not talk about it, because they'll be like, oh, it's amazing. Look, everybody enjoys it. Look at split 1 and split 3 viewership. And they're just going to kind of not talk about split 2. It's still quite important. Let's guess what the viewership of finals will be. For real? Genji saved me. I was going to go bald if Fly won that game. Oh, I would have loved that. You should have posted it on Reddit or something. Viewership. So it was 4.9 million for Genji T1. How many viewers do we suspect there will be for the finals between BLG and T1? I would expect above 6 million. Now, how much... It all depends on whether it goes to game 5 or not. If it goes to game 5, I can see it going like 6.5 mil. But if it's only like a 3 or 4 game series, I would suspect 6 million. That's my guess. My official guess is 6 million. What do you think, Seven? I do want to check esports charts just to check what. Wait, what is esports charts? I think T1 BLG will at least be 6.5 million, even if they don't get game 5, even if it's just like 3 or 4 games. Where's League of Legends? Yeah, because 4.9 million. I mean, you're basically saying it's going to be 2 million more than Gen G versus T1. 5.8. I think that's fair. I think it's not impossible for that to happen. Hmm. Oh wow, 1,349 likes. That's thank you, Zach. I'm assuming that was you spam liking. Yeah, but I also expect it to be close. I hope we go to game 5. Look, I really want BLG to win. I talked about this earlier. I mean, maybe tomorrow we have like a pre-final stream. Lil DDD. Can't believe Rainbow Seven is coming to the league and drop Summit. I know. That's no Yappa revenge game. Maybe okay. Maybe Summit goes on to dig or something. Maybe Summit finds his way onto the team, onto Disguise or something. Who knows? But yeah, it's quite sad that we have no Summit. It is quite sad. I was hoping to see Summit versus APA versus Umti. Actually, we don't even know what the Team Liquid roster is going to be. Who knows? We'll see. I'm actually quite confident they'll keep APA just because we didn't see any rumors of Team Liquid trying to pick up JoJo, which they did last split, and they almost got JoJo Berserker instead of APA Yawn. But now they're very happy with APA Yawn, and they re-signed them to a 3-year contract, 2-year contract, something like that. So I think overall we're going to be quite happy with what we have. But yeah, this view finals is going to be insane. I really hope it goes to game 5. Initially, like I really think that T1 are favorites. In my heart of hearts, I know T1 are favorites. But something for some reason I just think BLG are going to win. And the more I think about it, the more I just want BLG to win. Because there's so many storylines. The Song of Worlds is heavy is the crown. The idea that the crown is heavy and that Faker has to put it down because he just can't, it's heavy. It would be amazing if Faker has to put down the crown tonight. The first 5-man Chinese roster to win, the first Chinese roster to beat T1 at Worlds, the first Chinese mid laners to win World. Like, I think it would be very thematic, just from narrative perspective. I would love to see it happen. Now, the other narrative is like, hey, T1, they're the kings. But I do think that this is going to be quite cool. And I'm looking forward to it. Either way, I hope it goes 5. I really hope it goes 5. If it doesn't go, like, I hope it's not a 3-0. But at the very least, give us 5 games, man. Give us 5. No Summit. Caney, so no revenge for Sniper and Quid. Yeah. Saint is hype. Dude, the fact that Saint went... I don't know what Cloud9 was thinking, man. I don't know what Cloud9 was thinking. If for some reason all games were to be double range bot lane, I think T1 wins. On's performance is the main concern for BLG. Yes, I agree. I hope you're right, Cloud. Me too. It's hard to predict the finals, IMO. BLG didn't have to show anything versus Weibo. Yeah. Unfortunately for BLG, even heavier yet are the hopes and dreams of 1.2 billion Chinese. If T1 loses, they disband for sure. Yeah, I think so too. 369 still showing back the Mix, why you gotta do my man 369 so bad, dude? I think 369 was like, yeah, so sad. 5th trophy is for I will I will actually make a video where I was just like, Faker is saying the 3rd trophy was for myself, the 4th trophy was for my team, the 5th one is for Reckless. Do you think T1 stay together after the series? No, I don't think so. I thought Faker would retire, but he's contracted through 2025. I don't think he's gonna retire. Heavy has been. I mean, he does look like he weighs a bunch. I think this roster is done. I think at least 2 players leave. 4 of the 5 contracts are done except for like Faker's the only one who has his contract remaining. I can't imagine a world where the players don't get better offers and don't have to be on the stress and schedule of T1. It is so stressful to be on T1, man. You basically have no break. Okay, 2022 spring, they make it to finals, they win. They go to MSI finals, they lose at finals. They go to spring summer finals, they lose there. They go to World Finals, Game 5, they lose. 2023, repeat, they go to spring finals, they lose. They go to MSI top 3, lose. They go to summer finals, lose. Go to World Finals, win. Go to Red Bull in Paris, go do an event in the off season. This is not including all the like Faker had he played Rivers Flow to You like in front of a whole stage on the piano. Like they're constantly doing conferences, TV shows, all this stuff. There's so much. They never get a break. They just don't get a break. 2024, you go to spring, make it to the finals, lose. Go to MSI, make it top 3, lose. Then go to EWC, win the whole thing, make it to the finals and win. Then you go to summer, make it top 3. Then you go to Worlds, get the final. Like, dude, they don't stop. It's so stressful. And even before you go to Worlds, you go to Hong Kong to do a whole like team shoot thing, and then meet and greet, and then go to Worlds. Like, dude, the schedule is just too much for the players. I really cannot imagine a world where all the players just remain. It is too stressful. It's just too much. It really is. Um, Heavy has been. Either way, history is made on Saturday. Either 5 Chinese win against the GOAT or it's Faker's 5th trophy. Yeah. Dude, if he wins 5 trophies, who's catching up, by the way? Who's catching up to Faker? It's already incredibly difficult with LPL rising. The West is actually like G2, FlyQuest, Team Liquid. We actually have teams that can compete. Like, it is being so hard compared to like other years where it's basically just Korea fighting against itself. Who's gonna catch up to Faker? Who's gonna win 5 trophies? Come on. In my lifetime, probably not. 5 world trophies? Nah, it ain't happening. Oh yeah, and this year they have to go through the gauntlet. You're right. I forgot about that. Um, 2 best of 5s the gauntlet win both 5 games. Yeah. I think I skipped a few. Yeah. Legit feels like T1. There's barely any pressure because they've already won so much. I don't know. It's like the 2,400 students that got accepted to MIT now challenging the ACT for a 36. Next, there are fans that are sending trucks whenever T1 underperform. Like, the Korean fans hold them to very high standards. It is very stressful being on that team. And you can kind of see hints of that, like owner saying, like, "Yeah, unfortunate things happen to us. We're under a lot of stress. Like, it being DDoSed by fans. And it's just it's not comfortable being on there. I'm pretty sure. Um, the only player I see leaving is Zeus. To be honest, owner Guma seemed loyal to T1. And Keria is loyal to Guma. I don't know. He played with Deft before. Maybe he wants to play with Viper. Yeah, maybe Zeus leaves. And then they pick up Keen. Who knows? But if BLG lose, 5 Chinese can't win, Chinese mid laner can't win, and the LPL is depressed for another year because I can't even remember the last time they won. 2021. Yeah, Barrel won 1 Worlds. He made it to Worlds 3 times, finals 3 times. The first time he won against Suning. The second time he lost to EDG. The third time he won. No, he won twice. That's right. He won on DRX. He beat T1. Now he needs to win 3 more times. Just sad for the LPL already struggling financially, hoping they can catch a break. I think they'll be fine. Genshin, man, yeah, Barrel. If Korea has no competition, it's really sad for them too. Yeah, I think it makes a lot of hype. Yeah, he won too. My bad, my bad. T1 is different, man. Owner playing mid in solo queue, Carrier playing AD carry in solo queue, still World Finals. I know they're just this roster is quite possibly one of the most likable rosters in World's history. I think that's more of a T1 issue than it is a Crown issue. Yeah, but it's narrative. Narrative is like T1 coach positions like Professor Defense against the Dark Arts. Yeah. Dude, did you see last year when Bengi left? Bengi must be hate himself. Okay, so Faker's hands get injured. T1 plays absolutely horrible. Faker like ends up taking a few days. They bring in Poby. Bengi just leaves, retires, or not retires, but like it's like quits his job, resigns. That's the word I'm looking for. Resigns, and then you're like, oh my god, what's going on? T1 imploding. They're not even gonna make it. They win Worlds. They beat GDG on the way to do it. Becky must have been like, "Oh no, I could have won Worlds." Need to tank aggro. Yeah, that too. The amount of aggro that, dude. Imagine you're like making it to every single finals and people are trucking you. They're sending trucks. They're paying money, pooling money together as fans in order to buy trucks to protest your team, your drafting, your coaches, your players. Zeus is the only player who had no emotions after the win against Gen.G. My guy looked dead, like even Faker smiled. What happened to Zeus? I don't know. I don't know. Zeus has a fun personality, I'd say. Honestly, all of them do. Zeus, Owner, Guma. I think Faker is the most dull out of all of them, but like he's learned to be more animate, I would say. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'll probably go live around the same time tomorrow, and we'll do some predictions for the games, and we'll have some fun. And then on Saturday, I might be having Wild Turtle on. We'll see. I don't know. I have to message and see if he's actually available. He's actually going to be at the watch party in New York. So if you're near New York and you're thinking, I want to watch Worlds at Terminal 5 with everyone else, which is a really nice stadium, um, yeah, maybe go hang out and see what you can do. I need the Vayne tumble from Faker one more time. Ooh, maybe I should make a reaction video actually to Worlds opening ceremony. Maybe I'll do that. I'll see. It's Saturday, right? Yeah, it's Saturday at like 10 or something. I'll see what I can do. Anyways, I think that's all for tonight. Thanks guys for hanging out. The finals at 8 a.m. for me, so I'm glad it's not 6 anymore. Okay, then it was at 9 for me, so it'll be at 10. It was at 8. I don't know. It'll be at 9 or 10. I can just check, man. LOL Esports is local, so if I just go LOL Esports, I think it's 10 a.m. my time. Yep, 10 a.m. All right. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Wayne World. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I will see you guys tomorrow and then Saturday, and then who knows what's gonna happen after we find out who won Worlds. It's gonna be super cool. I'm excited. But yeah, I'll see you guys.